From Windsor, Ontario, Canada, it's Remotely Zach with Zachary Thomas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary Thomas. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, everybody's favorite, Zachary Thomas. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's been quite a week, I tell you. Especially if you're an American, because it was quite the week on Capitol Hill. There is an effort to get a commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection. The Democrats are on board, but surprise, the Republicans are opposed. The opposition is led by Trump's lapdog. And speaking of lapdogs, where's Mike Pence? Where'd he go? Leader Kevin McCarthy. However, because most of the Republicans are acting like idiots, especially bitching about Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head's penis, Democratic Representative Tim Ryan of Ohio has had enough, and he let him have it. Take a look.
I want to thank the gentleman from New York and the other Republicans who are supporting this and thank them for their bipartisanship. To the other 90% of our friends on the other side of the aisle, holy cow. Incoherence. No idea what you're talking about. Benghazi, you guys chased the former Secretary of State all over the country, spent millions of dollars. We have people scaling the Capitol, hitting the Capitol Police with lead pipes across the head, and we can't get bipartisanship. What else has to happen in this country? Cops. This is a slap in the face to every rank and file cop in the United States. If we're going to take on China, if we're going to rebuild the country, if we're going to reverse climate change, we need two political parties in this country that are both living in reality, and you ain't one of them.
Yeah, let Ohio shout. But then, in the Senate, Bitch McConnell took to the floor and said this.
After careful consideration, I've made the decision to oppose the House Democrats' slanted and unbalanced proposal for another commission to study the events of January the 6th. As everybody surely knows, I repeatedly made my views about the events of January the 6th very clear. I spoke clearly and left no doubt about my conclusions. So there has been, and there will continue to be no shortage of robust investigations by two separate branches of the federal government. So, Mr. President, it's not at all clear what new facts or additional investigation yet another commission could actually lay on top of existing efforts by law enforcement.
Where was I? What's happening? Could you imagine changing the talking filibuster? I mean, McConnell, the other guy, would have people snoring like the movie Cats. In other news, Bill. Apparently, after divorcing his wife, recent reports suggest a streak of questionable behavior by Bill Gates, one of the most prominent members of the U.S. business elite, who has been the target of conspiracy theorists over his funding of the development of COVID-19 vaccines. Because Bill has nothing else to do than track your whereabouts. But just when you thought Gates was the most boring man on the planet, Microsoft confirmed the reports over the weekend that its board began an investigation with an outside law firm of an affair with an employee Gates had. Later reports suggest that they made love to Gates' favorite soundtrack, and we just so happened to have the track. Right. It did get awkward, though, when he reportedly said, "Spank me, motherboard, spank me." I mean, it's not the worst thing a Gates has done. Here is an even worse Gates. In weird bug news, the cicadas are coming. The cicadas are coming. The types of cicadas we are about to see are called periodical cicadas. According to the Tyee.com, they are called that because they emerge from the dirt to get down and dirty on a regular cycle of every 13 to 7 years, depending on the species. I mean, every 13 to 17 years? Talk about horny, because they must be. Males sing lustily, so like Shawn Mendes, to attract interested females. See, now, with me, this is the complete opposite. When I sing, I scare women away. Thank you. They then engage with multiple partners in a swingers free-for-all. Females lay up to 600 eggs in a single setting. Wow. Better hope they don't have heartbeats, because don't tell the Republicans. This week in space news. Global News is reporting a newly leaked video from the U.S. Navy that appears to show an unidentified flying object diving into the ocean off the coast of San Diego in 2019. In a clip that officials say is authentic, or, authentic. The clip was released last week by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, who has also published leaked UFO videos and photos from last month. The Pentagon has confirmed that all of Corbell's leaked footage to date is authentic. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Kang and Kodos. Are your balls sagging? A question I literally never thought I would have to ask. One of the harsh realities of aging is that body parts begin to sag, along with all the other common areas like the chin or eyelids. Most men will notice that their balls start to sit a little lower than in their younger days. According to Men's Health, because you're not going to find this in Women's Health, look, it's normal. It is only a problem when typically low-hanging testicles impact your quality of life. Excessive sagging can make it hard to find clothes, sleep, or even go to the bathroom, said Dr. Bomberhat, who was questioned on this topic. I find it helpful in case you get mugged on the street. You just reach into your pants, whip them out, and start swinging them like a pair of nunchucks. We'll be right back. We got a great show, so stay with us. If you made it this far, hell, why not? Hey everybody, my name is Zachary Balog, and I am the host of Remotely Zach, and this is an introduction to me. I got into late night by accident. I can remember every Friday night in high school, I would watch Craig Ferguson on the Late Late Show, and I would just end up laughing like nonstop. I also thought, I want to do that. I'm going to do that, and it almost became like a reoccurring dream, so here we are. Craig Ferguson, because he took late night and dropped it on its head, and it was really fascinating. And plus, he told dirty jokes. I love dirty jokes. Which late night show do you watch more? I watch Colbert nowadays, as well as Kimmel. Colbert first, Kimmel after on YouTube. Or sometimes before. I mean, his monologues are up before the show. So, what makes you a good late night host? I'm witty. And a little bit weird, which is kind of a requirement nowadays. I got into late night because if you look pretty much everywhere on Earth, there is a late night talk show somewhere. You got, in England, you got all over the United States, but in Canada, we don't really see a late night show, or in the way the Americans do. But I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm here to fulfill that void. Well, that's it for me. That's an introduction to me. I'm host Zachary Balog, and you can watch Remotely Zach on YouTube Fridays at 11, and you can even follow us on social media by clicking any of the links below. That does it. That does it for me. I'll see you on Friday night. Zach, out. Hey everybody. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of memes, obviously. They're throughout the entire corners of the internet. And I like a nice meme. I generally like a nice meme myself. So I decided to take some of my favorites that I saw and share them with you today in a segment called Here's one. We got Donald Trump related meme. Now Trump is still hellbent on serving 2 terms, and this actually sounds quite right. I'm going to serve 2 terms, 1 in federal prison and 1 in New York State prison. Sounds about right. Oh, I laughed. It even says I laughed, but I myself did laugh when I heard this. Hillary, Supreme Court Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and I would very much like to replace her. Trump, well, it's all right with me if it's all right with the funeral home. Yikes. Now, is this socialism? I feel like this might be socialism. I don't know. I am once again asking for you to fill my food bowl. I think it might be, actually. It might be. Oh, here. You know, there's at least some of us who have been here. When you join a Zoom meeting, but you are the only one there. Yeah, that's me. That's definitely me. See, this is why I don't work out. Before a workout versus after a workout. Wow. Politics nowadays, I'm sure y'all are keeping up with this. But remember the time when the biggest problem of the country was a blowjob? I do. The more he talks, the more I win. And she was kind of right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more Remotely Zach right after this. Hey everybody, it's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time to sit back and relax with the weirdest news found on the internet. That's right, it's time for Weird News. From Texas tigers to Arizona bears, in one Arizona border city, a bear was spotted on a utility pole. According to the Huffington Post, the bear climbed up the 2 poles and sat on the wires, probably trying to evade the popo with that picnic basket. How would you react to someone who is bugging you on purpose? Well, according to the Huffington Post, a pair of lions were trying to get a drink from the watering hole and found themselves face to face with a curious turtle. The lion had quite the experience with the turtle. It popped its head out of the water and started poking at them. There is even video on this encounter. As you would imagine, the tiger seems to be a little bit annoyed. Hell, I'd be annoyed too. All right, it's time to go to a place where people are annoyed and annoying. It's time for...
Florida man, does whatever a Florida man can. Look out, here comes the Florida man.
Time for everybody's favorite daddy, Matt Gaetz. At the Ohio Political Summit in Ohio, Gaetz said he is being falsely accused of exchanging money for naughty favors, according to NBC News. This comes following his pimp daddy, Joel Greenberg, pleaded guilty to 6 charges in a sex trafficking investigation. Getting screwed over for screwing. Yeah, Gaetz, you nasty. In other Florida man news, a Florida man went full-on Karen at a Costco store and has been terminated from his job. A video posted to Twitter shows a man in flip-flops and a red shirt who was caught shouting in the store after repeatedly being told to put a mask on. According to CBS Miami, after the video, the man was terminated. I can imagine that conversation. And put your mask on the way out. What's the secret to longevity? Well, an Australian man named Dexter Kruger said that he eats chicken on a weekly basis. However, according to the Huffington Post, Kruger eats a specific part of the chicken, the brains. Yeah, I'm still a leg man. I'm still a leg man. That's my longevity. Well, that's the weirdness for this week. Dad joke. I'm afraid of the calendar because my days are numbered. You cannot make this stuff up. We'll be right back with more Remotely Zach right after this. On today's inaugural edition, it has been reported that pop star Ariana Grande got married. According to People magazine, Grande tied the knot to Dalton Gomez, who I remember from something I never watched or listened to. Anywho, they wed in front of 20 of their closest friends and family. So happy nuptials to Grande and Frappuccino. And may your honeymoon at Starbucks be with you. In Taylor Swift news, rumor has it Swift is close, so close, to releasing another previous album. That's right, Teen Vogue reports that at the Brit Awards, she wore a sparkly Miu Miu two-piece with a sparkly skirt and matching top. She also took it a step further by completing her look with red lips and straightened blonde bangs. So why are these all so significant? Well, the two-piece skirt was all the rage during the 1989 era, and the red lips and bangs were reminiscent of the red era. Or my era. So, these may be Easter eggs telling us that she may be close to re-releasing her 1989 album or her red album, or both. I mean, can you imagine the Vault songs from 1989 or red? Sorry, got excited. Either way, we will be crying like it's 2013 and dancing like it's 2014. Darn it, Taylor, how dare you mess with our emotions? Keeping with the Taylor Swift news, because I literally can't help myself, Taylor won the Global Icon Award at the Brit Awards last week. According to E! Online, during the show, Swift watched a montage of singers like Ed Sheeran and Annie Lennox praise her work. There is no doubt that an artist who switches genres like I switch my underwear could be declared a global icon. The award was presented to her by Game of Thrones actress Maisie Williams. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful ceremony. It really was, yeah. In JLo news, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were spotted vacationing together in Montana, and this has led to rumors of them getting back together, which I think there was a song about that, but I can't put my finger on it. The name they are going now is Benefer, or that they have been given. How about a better name like, let's see. Who gives a crap? Maybe they're just hanging out as friends. I mean, that's cool. In politics, Liz Cheney has been ousted as the number 3 Republican in the House following her telling the truth that the U.S. election was not rigged and that there was an insurrection on January the 6th. Kevin McCarthy said that the Republican Party is like a giant tent and all are welcome. From the QAnuts to the white supremacists and the just downright morons. But the truth tellers, oh no, we can't have that. No, we can't have that. From my land of Windsor, Ontario, it was hats on for healthcare. According to Windsorite.ca, the 2021 campaign surpassed its fundraising goal and raised more than $50,700. Now that, buy a lot of hats. In sex news, better sleep may mean better sex for women, because men were just naturally good. I don't know. According to the sexiest website on the net, WebMD, women who did not routinely get restful slumber were nearly as likely to report sexual problems, such as a lack of desire or arousal, according to researchers. I can imagine if you're tired and half asleep, you don't want someone poking around down there. Or I guess you do, because foreplay is better with snoring. I don't know. I guess. I wouldn't know. Finally, in more sex news, again, can't help myself. Have you had a hard time getting hard? Well, you can blame COVID for that. According to bannerhealth.com, again, sexiest website on the internet, researchers and doctors are seeing a connection between the virus and erectile dysfunction. In fact, one urologist, Dr. Raul Mihen, said that he saw an increase in patients with ED during the pandemic. So go get the vaccine and go get poked so you can then poke someone else. We'll be right back with more Remotely Zach. good show, I guess. I think we had some pretty interesting things going on for this edition of Remotely Zach. Now I'm going to go deep in thought as we kind of say goodbye. Wow, what a good show today. It isn't too bad, but definitely going to keep some of those skits. I wonder if they noticed if I switched out my suit jacket. I probably should have shown a little more chest. But nah, there's nothing to see there. We'll see you again, same place, same time next week. Good night.